we cry for peace. Africa.
I am Dr. Lang Fafadamfa.
I'm Cecile Ruth Muguta.
Dr. Juma Lungo.
My name is Leonidas Ndailagije.
My name is Consolata Mushi.
I'm Professor Shani Omari Mchepange.
My name is Oliver.
My name is Wanahija Ali Juma.
My name is Josephine Lilechi.
I'm Marceline Noera from Rwanda.
My name is Dr. Ernesta Mosha.
My name is Selemani Sewangi.
My name is Aldin Mtembe.
My name is Margaret Nanchinga.
My name is Modibo Jallo.
My name is Raphael Somi.
I'm Professor Nyomugabo Cyprian.
I am Professor John Kiango.
I am Professor Bebansa Michumbo.
My name is Ojo Babajide,
Executive Secretary of the African Academy of Languages, ACALAN. ACALAN is the African Union specialized institution mandated to develop and promote African languages as a factor of African integration and development.
From Uganda, I'm a Principal Social Development Officer in the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development in the Department of Culture and Family. I'm the National Focal Person for ACALAN in Uganda.
From the University of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
I'm from the Ministry of Finance in the Republic of Burundi.
An Executive Secretary of National Kiswahili Council, that is an institution promoting Kiswahili in Tanzania.
The Director of the Institute of Kiswahili Studies of the University of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, East Africa.
I am from Madagascar. I work at the Institute of Language in Antananarivo.
I am from Tanzania, Zanzibar. I am Executive Secretary of Zanzibar Kiswahili Council.
Representing the focal point Kenya.
From Rwanda Cultural Heritage Academy.
From the University of Dar es Salaam.
Former Director of the National Kiswahili Council of Tanzania, BAKITA.
I'm from the University of Dar es Salaam. I'm a professor of Kiswahili at the University of Dar es Salaam.
Coordinator of Luganda, Lusoga, Lugwere Vehicular Cross-Border Language Commission.
I'm working with Tanzania Embassy, Addis Ababa.
I'm Professor of African Languages, mainly Kiswahili and the Kinyarwanda, as I have a PhD in Kiswahili.
Coordinator of the Swahili Language Commission.
President of ACALAN, General Assembly, Assembly of Academicians.
I am a Nigerian. I am the Senior Program and Project Officer for African Academy of Languages, ACALAN.
The land is good, the land is fine.
I love ACALAN because it promotes the African languages, and this helps us for our identity, and also Kiswahili as a working language of the African Union and language of wider communication in Africa.
I support ACALAN in promoting Kiswahili as a working language of the African Union and language of wider communication in Africa.
I support ACALAN in promoting African languages and Kiswahili is a language for wider communication.
I support ACALAN in promoting African languages and Kiswahili as a language of wider communication.
I support ACALAN in promoting African languages and Kiswahili as a language of wider communication in Africa.
I support ACALAN in promoting African language and Kiswahili as a language of wider communication.
I support ACALAN for promoting African languages and Kiswahili is a language of wider communication.
I support ACALAN in the promotion of African languages and also in the promotion of Kiswahili as a working language in the African Union and also a language of wider communication in Africa.
I support ACALAN in promoting African languages and Kiswahili as working language of African Union language of wider communication in Africa.
I support ACALAN in promoting Kiswahili as a working language of African Union and a language of wider communication in Africa.
I support ACALAN in promoting African languages and Kiswahili as a language of wider communication in Africa.
I support ACALAN in promotion of African languages and Kiswahili as a language of wider communication.
I support ACALAN in promoting African languages and Kiswahili as a language of wider communication.
I support ACALAN in the promotion of African languages and Kiswahili as a language of wider communication across Africa.
I support ACALAN in promoting African languages and Kiswahili as a working language of African Union and language of wider communication.
Supporting the interview, the efforts of ACALAN in promoting African languages. And I am very happy to see Kiswahili as a working language, official language of the African Union.
I fully support ACALAN in promoting African languages and Kiswahili as a language of wider communication.
I do support the use of Kiswahili as language of the African Union and language of wider communication throughout the continent of Africa.
I am here to, wholeheartedly tell you that this Kiswahili thing is a reality and that I support it to be a working language for the African Union and a language of wider communication in Africa.
I passionately pursue the development and promotion of African languages, especially Kiswahili, as a language of wider communication in Africa and a working language of the African Union.
I love ACALAN. I love African Union.
I am African Union.
I am an African Union.
I am 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 African Union.
African Union.
African Union.
I am African Union.
I am African Union.
I am African Union.
I am African Union.
I'm African Union.
I'm from Rwanda and I'm African Union.
I am African Union.
Language is power. Language is the means by which you get the knowledge that you need to improve yourself and your economy. And therefore, this is what Africa must do. And this is what ACALAN African Union stands for.
I am African Union.
I am ACALAN. I am African Union.
Africa, 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 yeah. Mama Africa, we cry for peace. Africa.